Hello, once again. It's Saturday, April 9th, 2020, and here I am, still in the bunker. I have to start by once again thanking our sponsor, COVID Delirium, for making this broadcast possible. You know that the country is starting to relax stay-at-home restrictions and allowing, and in some cases even encouraging, businesses to reopen. If you venture out, it is more likely that you will be mingling and in close contacts with others. Coronavirus still lingers and lurks, waiting for new victims. You need to do everything you can to guard against infection and even death. This makes it a great privilege for me to announce the latest product from COVID Delirium. It is a genuine, authentic reproduction of the ancient, powerful Egyptian amulet, the Eye of Horus. This amulet, protector of the pharaohs, is made from a special 21st century material embedded with hydroxychloroquine. I wish I had one to show you, but the product has not started shipping yet. I can show you pictures. Here you can see the attractive Eye of Horus that you will be proud to wear. This is a view of the back of the amulet in delirious red and orange. The powerful healing power of Horus releases an invisible stream of hydroxychloroquine to create a protective shield around your entire body. Wear this amulet and have peace of mind that the ancient power of Horus, combined with modern miracle medicine, will protect you. Use the link on the screen to order yours now and take advantage of this early announcement. It is going to sell out quickly, like toilet paper. On Friday, the Wall Street Journal reported that unemployment rose to 14.7% in April. Technically, this data covers the second week in March through the second week in April. This is the highest unemployment number the country has seen since the Labor Department started keeping track of this statistic in 1948. This number is subject to revision, and a labor economist, Ernie Tedeschi, estimates that the actual number is closer to 20%. 20.5 million jobs were lost in April. I wanted to show a chart, but this number is so far off the chart that it won't fit on the screen. We are in historically uncharted waters for the United States. Neil Irwin in The Upshot provides a more detailed picture based on the Bureau of Labor Statistics report. Irwin says anyone still thinking that the pandemic's economic effects are limited to people in restaurants, travel, and similar services businesses is very much mistaken. Construction employment fell by 975,000. Manufacturing fell by 1.3 million. Clothing stores employment dropped by 740,000. The motion picture industry cut 217,000 jobs, and truck transportation 88,000. Law firm employment was down 64,000 positions, and computer system design by 93,000. Local governments cut 801,000 jobs. Just over half of these were in education. Of all places, employment in healthcare fell by 1.4 million. The right word for this is grim. So the pressure to get back to normal is no surprise. We all feel it. What will the new normal look like? The hard part is how we restart the economic engine and at the same time minimize the risk to public health. Let us not forget that the United States has had the highest number of infections and the most deaths of any country. The coronavirus is still here. Here's the latest map as of April 7th, showing the number of cases for the last 7 days. This is from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. This chart shows the number of new cases per day through May 7th. It kind of looks like new cases are leveling off. This is due mostly to the success New York is having. A recent Time magazine article separates the New York data from that for the rest of the country, and you can see the significant decline in New York masks a slight increase in new cases in the rest of the U.S. The data presented is from Johns Hopkins Center Johns Hopkins Coronavirus Resource Center. The scales are not the same, but it's the shape of each curve that's important. Dr. Anthony Fauci, director of the NIH Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, said in an interview in the National Geographic, and I'm quoting, "I don't think there is a chance that this virus is just going to disappear." He also said that a second wave in the fall is possible. Clearly, we have to act. However, no matter how much we wish it, though, it is not a matter of throwing a switch to get the economy back to normal. We will have to adapt. go slowly, and determine what measures are needed to keep the virus in check. The country is not fully prepared to do the testing and contact tracing that will allow us to control the spread of coronavirus. Houston, I think we have a problem. The challenge of how to get back to some form of normalcy has been politicized. Objectivity is needed. And there have been frequent allusions to dealing with coronavirus as a war. People are being exhorted, go forth as warriors in the battle to reopen the economy. I, for one, intend to be careful lest I just become cannon fodder. And I can't help thinking of The Charge of the Light Brigade by Alfred Lord Tennyson. These lines strike home. Someone had blundered. There's not to make reply. There's not to reason why. There is but to do and die. Well, I intend to reason why, and I advise all of you to do the same. You have to be your own commander in this battle and make smart decisions to minimize your danger and the danger to everyone else. In preparing this broadcast, it became clear to me that the situation is circular. What I do depends upon how I view the federal and state government measures being taken. In the short term, the questions are more like, should we maintain more stringent restrictions and provide fiscal relief for those most affected until we have a vaccine? If we move more rapidly, do I have confidence that the new ways of operating make it safe for me? If yes, I will inevitably contribute more to the economic regeneration. If no, then I will remain reclusive and contribute less. This perplexity is true especially for those of us over 60 and those with underlying medical conditions. How do we make smart decisions in such a complex and fast-changing situation when even the medical experts don't have all the answers? How do we evaluate economic arguments for one approach or another? Bring back Carl Sagan's baloney detection kit. He states that you have to think and to have the means to construct and to understand a reasoned argument, and especially important to recognize the fallacious or fraudulent argument. Sagan adds, the question is not whether we like the conclusion that emerges, but whether or not it meets two criteria. One, does the conclusion follow from the starting point? And two, is the starting point true? Three of the tools in Sagan's toolkit should help with the current dilemma. Wherever possible, there should be independent confirmation of the facts. Encourage substantive debate on the evidence by knowledgeable proponents of all points of view. Quantify. If whatever you're explaining has some measure, you'll be much better able to discriminate among competing hypotheses. For me, it starts with selecting reputable sources of information that are trustworthy and generally known for presenting the truth. I can suggest a number of sources that I rely on for information and discussion. In the arena of science publications, there are journals such as Science, Nature, and the New England Journal of Medicine that are peer-reviewed and have high standards. And I tend to place more credibility on reports and information that is presented in these publications. Newspapers like the New York Times, the Washington Post, and the Wall Street Journal have been around a long time and do real reporting. All of these are providing free coverage on the coronavirus pandemic. The National Bureau for Economic Research, NBER, offers papers related to COVID-19 that are open access and been collected for easy reference. Johns Hopkins Coronavirus Research Center provides perhaps the most comprehensive worldwide view of coronavirus. It covers case growth, testing results, tracks mortality rates, and provides animated maps. It also is a resource for state-level data. This is the one place to go for up-to-date coronavirus information and data. The Gates Foundation has funded many projects worldwide that have helped reduce mortality from infectious diseases. Bill Gates has developed much knowledge about vaccines and the process of developing and manufacturing them. His personal site, Gates Notes, provides very helpful and easily understandable information on infectious diseases, coronavirus, and vaccines. Even though the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has not been highly visible, the CDC website does have very useful information. In particular, they provide health guidelines for opening up the economy. I also frequently listen to Kai Ryssdal, host of Marketplace on NPR. He provides data and interviews with people that represent all aspects of the economy. ranging from Jerome Powell, Federal Reserve Board Chairman, to CEOs of major corporations, individual small business owners, and workers across the country. I also follow Nobel laureate Paul Krugman on Twitter. So if this is a war, it is best to not become a self-inflicted casualty. Smart decisions take time and thought. It's work. Your health and maybe your life depend on doing it. So on that note, I say farewell, protect yourself, and thanks once more to our sponsor, COVID Delirium.